questions you mentioned?
A lot of people, they come to me about like love stuff or yeah, love, finances, things like that.
I'm gonna enjoy this.
Oh, let's see if anybody comes on. Also, no mini player. But basically that I don't really get much anything like outlandish. For me, it's just like stuff that I'm just used to hearing. But for other people, they just turn around and like, what? And I'm like, yeah, it just be like that sometimes. Remember to. Hey, Nate, what's up? Hola. Hola. Lady. Does this thing open? Open. Boy. As you can see, this is a different setting because I'm at home. Won't be home until tomorrow. Oh, that was easy. Just let that be there. Woo, fuck. Okay. Doing it for two. Alright. Alright, go ahead with any questions. So, since that is the right one, no, it's not. That is programming network. Alright. Hey, BG, I'm about to donate. Okay, no problem. Then you can go ahead and put down your stuff. Also, if anybody's like getting like messages, I only have like 2 decks. That's it. Alright, Bernard kind of pissed me off, hurt my feelings with his response. Don't think he meant to, but I responded and said, sorry to bother you. Night. How do you feel about that? Okay, let's see. How did Bernard feel about Elite's response? How do you feel about her response back? Brothers, those ones. Ace of Cups reverse. Those ones, 2, 3. I just sent it. Alright. BG, you'll be after me, Nate. King of Swords. How do you feel about it? 1, 2, 3. 2 swords reverse ones. VG, don't put any questions until I'm done with her, please. Knight of Cups, Knight of Pentacles reverse. He felt like he should like, maybe he should have been a bit nicer here, this Knight of Cups. Maybe he'll apologize for his response here because like a lack of effort maybe shown towards you. You on the other hand, because this is just like mainly your energy, let's say Queen of Swords, Two of Swords, like Queen of Swords, you just kind of making the decision kind of like nope out of there. Especially after like seeing the state that this person's in. This is just a connection. And then Ace of Cups reverse is almost like being turned down almost. But how do you feel? He felt like he should have been, you know, nicer. Let's see. Eight of Pentacles reverse, Seven of Cups. He's in his head about a Magician reverse because there's a because he could have like done things in another way, but decided not to. It was childish of him. Six of Cups. So like, ultimately, again, like he felt bad and feels like he could have like handled it like in another way, but he didn't. Now he's just kind of like in his head. So it was like, oh, maybe I shouldn't have said that. Sorry, I'm just looking for. What's your second question? I'm sorry if I'm a little short. It's just cold in here. Send me Venmo. Okay, no problemo. Oh, so that means it's in here. All right. All right. Here we go. I'm messing up. But what's your second question? How would he feel if, when he texts me, I don't respond? MIA on him? He's supposed to give me a birthday gift, but I don't care for it anymore. Gotcha. Give me a second. I'm getting a sugar allergy again. Alright, Namaste, you'll be after VG. Alright, so you, Spirit, so how would my heart feel like if he texted me, like she doesn't respond, if she goes like MIA on him? How would he feel if she did this? 1, 2, 3. We have Pentacles reverse. 1, 2. For his Swords reverse here. 1, 2. Ace of Wands reverse. 2 more cards, haven't filled them. 2, 3. 6 of Swords. 1, 2. The Sun. Why is the Sun here? King of Wands reverse. Nice. Oh, you see, if I say so Wands reverse, I want to say Knight of Wands, Queen of Wands reverse. So Queen of Wands reverse, this is like in a way you kind of getting back at him because like, I guess like you said, like it kind of like hurt your feelings. So whatever he said, I guess he said it. This is also like kind of like being bitchy, but like if he like whatever he said, like if it like really hurt you, I don't blame you. In a sense, because it would kind of like he would kind of like accept things for how they are for the time being, or he could overthink it, and try to at least move forward. Because if he were to come out like, I mean, if he were to like text you, then that's his way of like coming out of cold with you, and maybe trying to make things better, trying to make you happy here. Because of his like response here to this King of Wands reverse, which is something that was like really immature, and it kind of like reinstated here this Knight of Wands reverse here too, because him trying to start things up with you again, like trying to text you, but it's not working. Yeah, because it took you off balance here, and by you doing this, like you just want to like, oh I see here, like you just want to kind of like get out of your head in the situation. Yeah, get out of your head. And he would just kind of look at it like maybe it's not the right time, or maybe I shouldn't, type of thing here, because like he'll like recognize like, okay, so like what I did was kind of wrong, it was shitty. He could also overthink it. Let's force the first 1, 2, 3. Yeah. Full reverse here. He may try to come back real slowly if you do reject him, or he may come back slowly at a later date. But either way, it would all be because like any movement he would make in his thinking would all be due to like again like him being stupid or the full reverse of him like being a jackass ultimately. So how do he feel? He would be understanding and would like try to move forward for the time being because he understands that what he did wasn't right. There's also a potential here that he could potentially like overthink it, but to me this is more so of acceptance. And then maybe he needs to come back maybe a little bit better and be a bit more giving rather than kind of like make you mad and because maybe it wasn't something that you were expecting. So yeah. VG, go ahead and put any questions. Thank you. You're welcome. Let's put a dash there. Will my son move in with us again? He's a Taurus. I feel like my family is not complete without him. I feel like my husband just kicked him out like a dog. Let's see. So, hi Ray, what's up? So, will VG's son move in with him again? That wasn't that. The Emperor. This would be your husband. Oh, I'll put this back though, because I wasn't even done asking. But what? VG's son, will he move back in with him again? Judgment. Let's just take this out. Will his son move? Will her son move back in with him again? Will what? Lovers reverse. That's a broken connection. Ten of Swords reverse. Excuse me. Ten of Pentacles reverse. What's 1, 2, 3? The Magician. What's with the Magician? 1, 2, 3. Knight of Cups. Who is Knight of Cups? What is it? 1, 2, 3. The Pentacles reverse. It could be him. Vice Judgment here. 1, 2, 3. Ace of Wands reverse. King of Wands reverse here. Is your husband like a fire sign or something? Because first Emperor came out and that's like Aries, but the Emperor is usually like a father figure. If not, like don't worry about it. He could also just happen in this chart, but Willie? Okay, so the Lovers reverse is like a broken connection. Ten of Swords reverse kind of makes me feel like he could once he stops feeling hurt about the situation. Ten of Pentacles reverse. I mean, this would kind of just like go along with that because Ten of Pentacles can usually talk about families, so that would be like he is a Sagittarius. Okay, then this is him here at the bottom. King of Wands reverse here. Your husband's still in his ego about it. Okay. There are decisions to be made about it here, but your husband's like really stubborn, which could put a delay or just a complete stop to it depending. Now with the Magician here, Knight of Cups and Two of Pentacles, I feel like Knight of Cups, this is both like your husband's and your son's energy here, but it feels like your husband for whatever reason. This is something here that you can manifest, or if somebody is willing to, that they can create into like happening. Knight of Cups would be like kind of seeking somebody out for like an apology, like some sort of message. And I also asked them like, okay, so who is this? So Two of Pentacles, I mean, this is Earth, but this is like a Capricorn placement, but still kind of like going back and forth about it. Maybe your son's going back and forth if he should, and maybe your husband is too. Let's see, your King of Wands reverse. That's Knight of Cups, Justice reverse. Four of Cups is reverse here. Your son's not that happy right now. Why is Justice here? 1, 2, 3. Heavenly Faith, if you come in my chat one more time, I'm going to show you my tits. Or we could just, there we go. So here's another thing that you may not like hearing because it just kind of feels like it. Also, wait 1 minute. 9 of Cups. Why is 9 of Cups here? 1, 2, 3. That's another thing that's gonna fill me up. 9 of Pentacles reverse. Why else is 9 of Cups here? 1, 2, 3. Oh, I think I know why. Queen of Swords reverse. 5 of Pentacles reverse. It would be wish fulfillment for you for this person to come back and come back out of the cold here because, like you said, like you feel like your family is not complete, as well as it may be kind of affecting maybe your own personal stability here, and you could be really overthinking it. But here's what I'm getting to, like what you may not like. So justice would be like a card of karma. It's also like karmic lessons in a sense, and it's reverse here. This is something that may have needed to happen. If it's not that, it's just there's things about the situation that you may need to kind of see a little, in a sense, because this is you. Hi Bree, what's up? The Queen of Pentacles, and you're trying to ground yourself, or they're wanting you to at least like really ground yourself and like maybe see the situations from both sides, or at least like be just very diplomatic about it. But still, let me get back to it. 3 cards ultimately. Will our sun move back in? Will we? 1, 2, 3. Moon reverse. 1, 2, 3. The Hermit. Ace of Pentacles. 8 of Cups. Maybe after some time away he could, or there could be some sort of offer being given. Hey, been a minute. It has been. How are you? As well as with the Moon. But then you have your 8 of Cups because that's walking away. Why is the Moon reverse? 1, 2, 3. Page of Swords reverse. King of Pentacles reverse here. There could be an offer. However, there may be some things that kind of need to come to light, or things that need to be said before that can happen. Because the Moon talks about, well, since it's reversed, it can just talk about truths coming to the surface or seeing the situation for how it is. As well as Page of Swords reverse can be lies. It may happen at a later date here. The Hermit, that talks about someone here that's more wise, as well as a bit older. But after some time, it could happen if there's some sort of offer being presented. But here's the whole thing that's not helping this situation. Your husband's a fire sign, and then also your sun is. So King of Pentacles reverse is your son, and that King of Wands reverse is your husband. This is a standoff that's going to be going on between them for maybe a while here. To answer your question, will he? I will say it can happen. It can definitely happen here. It would all like really depend on him and how either one of them feel. Yeah, King of Pentacles reverse, 4 Swords reverse, the Fool. This is saying either one of two things. After some time away, after some time of thinking, he may take a chance to do so, or he may venture. Knight of Swords, Temperance reverse. But maybe your son's going to do what he wants. So I will say it can happen. As well as he's stubborn, and your husband is more so in a stubborn energy too. So that is something. This is like a type of thing like, will he is more so can he, and it can happen. So can it? Yes. Will he? It really depends, because they're both stubborn, and that's going to affect things. What's your second question? Alright. Bree, you'll be after Namaste. Will the sale of my homepage go fast? Of my home go fast? All right, my bad. I read that wrong. Give me 1 second. I'm using my backpack. Let's see. So will the sale of Evie's home will go fast? Will the sale of her home go fast? Will it go fast here? Will it? 1, 2, 3. The world. Alright. As you're trying to make a recycle. Knight of Cups reverse. Depends on how the information is received about it. The Devil reverse here. Oh, I see here. This is something that you're really trying to let go of. 2 more cards will go fast. So 1, 2, 3. 10 of Pentacles. No, that's 10 of Cups. Well, 1, 2, 3 here. The Fool reverse. So it's a Fool reverse. 1, 2, 3. That's 10 of Cups reverse. 1, 2, 3. Oh, I see it. I know what that is. I know definitely what that is. Thor of Cups reverse. 10 of Swords. It depends. And the 5 of Cups. Oh, I see here. Okay, so they're kind of still bringing up your son here. Now with the world here, this is something here. This is like you trying to. So Maribel, if you want that answered, you're gonna have to donate. As well as there is a list, so you can't just openly ask stuff. Anyways, so this is something that you're trying to leave behind, as well as because you're trying to start a new cycle in your life here, as well as with the Devil reverse, something that you're really trying to let go of. However, Knight of Cups reverse, no, Knight of Cups in this case would just talk about information, and with the Knight of Cups reverse here, there may not be enough of it out there for this to happen here, or it may not be well received, as well as here 4 of Cups reverse and then 10 of Swords. This is also you trying to kind of still get over what happened in your family, in a sense. With the 10 of Cups here too, there are possibilities that if it does go fast here, then things will be pretty well. However, 10 of Cups can talk about like a happy home. In the Fool verse and the King of Pentacles, since it's clarifying it here, this will just talk about you may not be ready to kind of completely like let it go because of your son, because he's just popping up. 5 of Cups, Knight of Swords, 8 of Wands here. Okay, here. All right, so they're letting you know if you wanted to go fast here, you're gonna have to be very diplomatic and logical about your decisions as well as what's going on. And when you put yourself into that mindset, then things can definitely go fast here. Can definitely go quickly here with this 8 of Wands. You're just gonna, you're just still kind of like going through the motions here. Let's see, Queen of Pentacles, 7 of Wands reverse, Queen of Wands reverse here. What's with 7 of Wands reverse and Queen of Wands reverse? 1, 2, 3. 7 of Cups reverse here, Queen of Cups. There's also things that you're just gonna have to see through, because maybe right now you could be like kind of angry and then maybe a little bit vulnerable. But if it does, you'll be financially stable here, as well as they were just asking you again to kind of like ground yourself and maybe keep your emotions out of it. But let's see here. I think as long as you can like keep yourself grounded here and just think logically about how things are going to go here, it does have the possibility to do so. But let's see here. 1 card, upright. Okay, upright for yes, reversal for no, upright for yes, reversal for no. Will the sale of Evie's home go fast? I saw that. Empress reverse, Strength reverse, 7 of Pentacles. You may have to be patient with it, as well as since these 2 cards came out, it's like a yes and a no here. This is something here you're going to have to be confident about, as well as patient about here. And then the Empress is reverse, which means right now maybe you're feeling like you're like energetically like, how would I say, let's say your energy is kind of low, as well as this was your home, as well as other things that may have happened that may kind of like, may not make you feel your best self. So it was like a yes and a no, because you're also dealing with things at the same time. And mind you, like you're own emotions can create like a big energetic blockage. So again, just like kind of ground yourself. But to answer your question, yes and no. Let's see here. All right, now honestly, go ahead with any questions. All right, how does S feel about me? Okay, also can you one little second? All right. Also, sorry if I'm being quiet. There's just sleeping people in the room. Or there's people sleeping in the room right now. All right. Spirit stuff for NamiTu. How does S feel about her? How does he feel about her right now? 2, 3. Okay. Full verse. The world. Goes 1, 2, 3. 9 of Wands. Queen of Pentacles. Page of Cups reverse. What's Page of Cups reverse? 1, 2, 3. What's with the Fool reverse? The Hermit reverse here. Reverse as ultimate. Okay, overall energy here. So how do they feel? Okay, so the one thing that the two of you do have in common is maybe you both wondering what's up with the other person, but don't shoot the messenger. So for one, like this is just like what's coming out. How does he feel about you right now? Towards you in this situation is something here that's a bit exhausting towards him. So he's trying to, excuse me, maybe protect his energy, or maybe he's trying to rest about it and just kind of like go on right now. We got into an argument. He's pissed, I'm pretty sure. Oh, I see it here. Yeah, 9 of Wands. He's a bit exhausted here. Yeah, and then you have here the Fool reverse and then the Hermit reverse. I don't know if you feel like something with him was like a mistake because of it, as well as like, again, don't shoot the messenger. With the Fool reverse, and then you're like, are you still taking questions? Yep. I'll let you know right now, if you do donate, you will be my last person. Because it's not a big list. But anyways, with the Fool reverse here, they're kind of wanting you to, like when it comes to this person, maybe stop taking like risks towards them or stop going towards them or whatnot here, because with the world they're kind of like pointing out like there's other possibilities here. And then you have your Page of Cups reversed and the Death card. So when it comes to you, I'm okay with the bruised roof. I know, I'm just saying, I'm like, yo. With the Queen of Pentacles here, they're wanting you to kind of like ground yourself here, because you have here the Page of Cups reversed and the Death card. This person may be wondering like, should I apologize? But it's almost like, I'm here, sorry, you're fine, you're next though. But they're wondering like, is it even worth it, like apologizing or whatnot? Because at the end of the day here you have like the Death card, as well as I think you said like he's a Scorpio. But at the same time wondering like, is this like done with? As well as you can see here, like you see like all this oil, like, you know, like the whole oil brick situation and things getting affected. This can also talk about toxicity within the connection here. And then you have here the world that's between the two of you here. They may be wanting to kind of like move forward and maybe stop going towards this person so much, because you also have here the Hermit card reverse here. Like, maybe a lot of isolation or a lot of overthinking on both ends. Let's see, Lovers, Temperance. Oh, I see here. The thing is, maybe you're wanting to balance things out, but every time you do, it's just like things don't work. You have your Three of Swords reverse, Knight of Wands, King of Wands. This is someone here that's always going to be like pretty in and out, as well as a bit egotistical. And even though you may try to move forward and try to maybe talk, they're still going to be stubborn. Even if you like, fucking maybe try to plan stuff out here. But how do they feel towards you here? I mean, they're wondering about the same thing about you too, but they're also kind of like mentally exhausted from this situation, as well as they're kind of like telling you like, stop going towards this person. I'll just be honest. Alright, so Brianna, you are my last person. Also, I'll be doing stuff tomorrow where I could take more people in the room. It's not fucking cold. Alright, does S truly want it to be over between us? I'll see. Also, how many more people I got? Okay. So this S truly wanted to be over between them. I was like, this truly wanted to be over between them. 1, 2, 3. Ace of Wands reverse. The Sun. 9 of Pentacles. Let's see, 1, 2, 3. Death. Let's see, 1, 2. Queen of Cups reverse here. 2 of Swords reverse. Also, what's the 9 of Pentacles? What's with the 9 of Pentacles on this one? Page of Cups reverse here. The Hierophant. Depends, because here's the whole thing. So this is something here that does make him happy. However, there's a lack of growth within this situation. And with the 9 of Pentacles, that does talk about singlehood. However, this would be your energy. However, you're kind of looking for someone to kind of be a bit more emotionally giving when they're not, as well as this connection may have some of its ups, it also has its downs here with the Death card, as well as he's a Scorpio and I think you were too, or something like that. But this connection also has its downs, and he also may think that there's times where you may be a bit overly emotional, as well as Hierophant reverse, 9 of Swords reverse, 3 of Wands, 5 of Swords here at the bottom. Also, the Hierophant reverse here, why is Hierophant reverse? 1, 2. He's Scorpio and a Taurus. Okay. The Moon. 4 of Swords is here. What's 3 of Wands here? 1, 2, 3. I remember there's something like both people were Scorpio, so that was somebody else then. 10 Pentacles reverse here, 9 of Wands. I will tell you this much from what I'm seeing here. I mean, he could, but it's like a back and forth thing. If on the cards, I'm like, well, from what I'm seeing here, maybe it's something here that shouldn't. Hierophant reverse is like not even a real. How would I say it? It can be like a no-label relationship, or friends with benefits, or kind of like playing around, like not having any commitment. As well as this is kind of like question, like where do we stand here? And the Moon is just more confusion, like added onto it. 9 of Swords is just too much anxiety here, and 3 of Wands is waiting for something here that may not even turn out to be long term. 9 of Wands, 4 of Swords, 5 of Swords here, 8 of Cups. They're kind of maybe urging you to maybe leave this behind, or maybe to walk away, because this is going to always be like this in and out thing. And it's always going to kind of leave you questioning, because next thing you know, like everybody, like either they hurt themselves or one person does, or it's just like continue like back and forth here. So, but does he, spirits, but does upright card for yes, reversal for no, this S truly wanted to be over between the months here. Okay. The Emperor, That's an upright, which is a yes, and it also stands for like somebody that wants complete control. And then you have here the Temperance card. They want you to do what's best for yourself in this situation and be balanced. So with that, so like I said, like upright for yes, reversal for no. This is a yes. So yeah. Rico, have any questions? Thanks, you're welcome. I gotta put away some of this stuff. Okay, I heard the Aries has been plotting on my downfall since I walked away from her. How does she feel knowing that her spell work is failing? Ooh, juicy. Okay. Let's see. So how does the Aries excuse me. How does the Aries feel knowing that her spell work is failing against me? Against Bree? How does she feel about her spell work failing against her? Strength. Six of Wands. Page of Cups reverse here. The yellow cards, you remember? They're one of the only decks that I brought because I went on a trip and I'm like, this is one of the best decks that I use. I was like, let me use this one. It was just like a mind thing, but anyways. I'm not even done laying down a spread here, but Strength and Six of Wands can talk about a lot of pride. How does she feel about it here? This is someone here that may still try to keep trying when it comes to this. Because it's going to talk about like having power and control in this situation. This is trying to win here. Have her Page of Cups reverse here. That's emotional immaturity. This can also talk about you, but not in like an emotional immature sense. Like you already know. It's kind of like, how would I say this? It's kind of like when you know somebody's like doing stuff, but they can't really. How would I say this? You know when someone's doing something, and even though like the plan's not working out, so it's like, hey, like at least they're trying. She's been getting signs to stop. She's a narcissist. How I know how it feels to deal with one of those. They are exhausting. Let's see here. How else does the Aries feel about? Also, I don't know if there's like a Leo placement involved in this or something like that because I get that twice. But how does the Aries? Oh wait, no. Leo is usually the sign of like a lot of power in a sense. That is a lion. So hey, two more cards. How does she know? How does the Aries? How does she feel knowing that her spell work is failing? How does she feel about this one too? Okay. Temperance reverse. Seven of Cups reverse. Two of Swords. I will just say this much right now. This is someone here that may fail to fully accept stuff. Because Two of Swords is like sometimes like blocking things on and keeping yourself blindfolded. So this is someone here that of course that you're dealing with this very off balance, as well as she is noticing it. Especially here, Seven of Cups reverse. So yeah, she's like kind of like noticing it here, but she is kind of like refusing to maybe see it or refusing to let it go. Two of Swords. It's like I'm going to keep trying regardless here, but with High Priestess reverse, it's like you already know. Where's Page of Cups reverse? Ace of Cups. It's almost like you're trying to tell her something here before she hurts herself. The Ace of Cups is here. Two of Wands. Because regardless, if she's trying to like you already know what's happening. And like you're trying to, I wouldn't say like you're trying to offer a new start, but it's like you're trying to be like, hey, like maybe you shouldn't type of thing here. Because this is the type of thing here, like I found out, so she knows I'm okay. I won't say she knows that you're okay. It's just the whole thing is how she may feel about maybe things not working or something like that. She knows that it may not be working, and she may be seeing that, but it's like she refuses to maybe let it go, and she may still try to keep doing it even though like it's not working type of thing here. But like the thing is like you already know what's up, but she's not gonna let it go though. But at the same time, maybe you're willing to, from like a place of like knowledge, to be like, hey, like maybe you should stop before you hurt yourself. Because Ten of Swords reverse is sometimes like avoiding a painful ending. So yeah, that sounds like her. Yeah. So that's how she feels about it. Someone that maybe and she can't accept stuff and yeah, like the thing is like the more that you know about this type of stuff, and then when you find out people are like doing it, it's just that type of thing like, yo, like I'm not on your side and I'm not asking you to stop it. I'm saying maybe you should before you get hurt. And maybe you're trying to help them out or whatnot, or maybe you're just something like, look, what's gonna happen to you next is something that I can't control. So if I were you, I would just stop. But anyways, what's your second question? What is her karma that she's facing currently for doing this stuff to me? Okay. One of my ever favorite questions to be asked. Let me use this. Mind you, it's like really cold in the room, and some cards, like me shuffling, is just gonna make it worse. I'm saying. Spirit, so what is O's current karma? What's her karma that she's currently facing for doing this? For casting spell work against Greek. What's her current karma for this one? 2, 3. Ten of Pentacles reversed, so she can be, so this is losing a lot of money. Also not being happy with things. Like you see this, like this is like a lot of food on their table, everybody's happy. This is like, I'm not happy regardless. Like somebody could be spoiling this girl and she is not happy, not content. Like that type of example. But losing a lot of money, maybe even family dysfunction. Also, this talks about like a really well-built home. So, like I said, like a loss of a lot of money. So, like, let's say like she could lose her home, or things could really destabilize in a home setting, or just in a place, maybe even a well-paying job. What else is this person's karma for doing this? 1, 2, 3. Seven of Swords reverse. It could be other people finding out what she's done as well. Seven of Swords reverse is also like Seven of Swords doesn't necessarily always have to be like deception towards other people. It can be like deception towards yourself. And so in the reversal position, this is like realizations. She also may realize like how ruthless other people are around her, and that could scare her, if that makes any sense. Like it's that type of thing here, like when people join gangs and they think that like, oh, they're so bad, but when their eyes kind of like, but when they open up their eyes, they kind of see like, oh my god, like everybody else around me is worse. Everybody else can do all this other shit towards me. Also, Seven of Swords reverse can talk about being like your own deception being exposed, whether it is towards yourself or towards other people. So I'll clarify what this is later on. What else is our karma for doing this one? Four of Cups reverse. I don't know if she drinks a lot, but she could. Five of Wands reverse. What was 1, 2, 3. The Sun. Oh, there may also be other things that could ruin her happiness. Five of Wands is like petty conflicts that shouldn't even happen. But this is also brought on by multiple people. And the Sun is like the most positive card in the deck. So maybe when she's not expecting it, things could ruin her day, ruin things that really make her happy for herself. Because she's trying to make you feel unhappy for whatever reason. Also, Ace of Wands is reversed here. So this can go towards different things. Things no longer growing in her life. Whether it be like certain ideas. Hell, Ace of Wands is a phallic card, so I can talk about dicks. So let's say like she's getting, and not anything that I'm sensing, but it's like an example, because hey, it could happen. Let's say that she's getting ready to have sex with this one guy, and next thing you know, he can't get it up. Well, it's not because like anything's wrong with him. It's just karma. Like, you're not having the orgasm today, sweetheart. What's Four of Cups reverse? Also, what's Seven of Swords reverse? 1, 2, 3. Oh, I see her. Hangman reverse here. She'll get caught up in her own shit for one. That's what this is. And then Knight of Pentacles here, because like all this is gonna happen because she's, like I said, like she's plotting on your downfall. Knight of Pentacles is planning, so you're not too far off, or you're not far off at all here. Also, things can get out of control for her. The Chariot reverse here. Knight of Wands reverse. The Fool reverse here. The World. Things are turning in your favor in regards to this situation. Like, the World isn't the Wheel of Fortune, but it kind of makes me feel like it. The Fool reverse is her, since she's an Aries, so this is her. The Fool of Aries. The Fool is being a jackass and making the wrong moves. So it's like, it's basically taking risks without considering the consequences. Nine of Wands is talk about being very mentally exhausted here. The other thing here is too, while you may be exhausted in other areas of life, like due to like just like regular stuff, like when you're getting off of work after a long day or something like that, you may see something happen to this person. That's just one thing, kind of. Oh, gee, really? Are people around her seeing her true colors now that I'm gone? That could be the case. I'll see. Let's figure out, are people seeing the Aries true colors? Are they? Devil reverse. 7 Wands reverse. 1, 2, 3 here. Right. 7 of Pentacles. Queen of Cups reverse. Depends. Queen of Cups reverse makes me feel like she's an emotionally manipulative person here. 7 of Wands reverse is being vulnerable. The Devil reverse is trying to get out your own stuff. It's a possibility that they could. The 7 of Wands reverse is people also like ganging up on you, so there's a possibility that she could. But anyways, what's her karma for basically messing with you currently? Her getting caught up in her own shit. Her maybe losing a lot of money or a lot of stability, as well as with the 5 of Wands and the Sun again. Also, that's Leo energy, so I don't know how that's tied into this, but anyways. With the 5 of Wands and the Sun, things could happen to her where when she's having a really good day, good days, or if there's something that really makes her happy, it'll get ruined by other people or just by things in general. So yeah, well, she is. Yeah, because I get it here, because Queen of Cups reverse, like in the upright she looks like this, but in the reverse it's like this here. Yeah, Queen of Wands reverse, like a total bitch, somebody that just plots. She's very emotionally manipulative, complete textbook narc. Trust me, I dealt with one of those. They are the worst. They get annoying after sometimes, but Brianna, go ahead and put any questions, and then we will be done. Also, I think I'll be on here tomorrow and Saturday, maybe? Yeah. I found out she bought the same car as me to feel connected to me. That sounds like fan behavior. Thank you. You're welcome. How does my Aries feel about me currently, and how does he feel sexually towards me? Okay. For the sexual question, I'm gonna just use this because there's certain blue decks that I just didn't bring. So, yeah. to compete in the same card. Oh, I hope she knows that it's like it costs like a lot of money to like modify stuff. So you can compete all you want, but you can be losing a lot of money while you do it. Like, so Brianna, Spirit, so how does her Aries feel about her currently? How does Brianna's Aries person feel about her currently? One, two, okay. King of Cups. He's salty about something. Queen of Pentacles. Oh. What's that? No, it was just Page of Swords. He's salty about something. With the Queen of Swords and Page of Swords here, I don't know if you're currently learning stuff or you're about to be. The Queen of Pentacles is someone here that's stabilizing themselves, that is stable, that is focused on the home, their finances, their children. And Page of Swords is more so of inquiry. So basically you're getting into other things in your life, other things that may interest you, and he may see that and may not like that. Usually King of Cups is very loving, but to me King of Cups in this deck always strikes as someone here that's salty. So maybe there's some jealousy kind of building up against you for whatever reason. Two more cards. How does he feel about her currently? 1, 2, 3. Nine of Cups. Feels like you're making it. Yeah, 5 and 7 of Swords reverse or 7 of Swords reverse. 1, 2, 3. Nine of Cups reverse here. 8 of Pentacles reverse here. He feels like right now you are focused on what's making you happy, focused on manifesting your own wish fulfillment, and it's kind of making him realize some things about himself. Like maybe he hasn't been very emotionally giving here with this Knight of Cups reverse. He hasn't been the best up front. He hasn't been the best person as far as emotional maturity is concerned here, as well as seeing that you're not putting any effort into him, or at least he feels that way, or at least that's how he's perceiving you, and you're putting in your work and effort into other things in life. Almost sound like you may feel like you're kind of leaving him behind here. And then the Hermit is reversed here. It's kind of forcing him to kind of like really reflect and really think at this time. So how is he feeling about you currently? He feels like right now you are maybe embarking on a new journey in life, and you're kind of just basically doing you and focusing on your own self and what makes you happy. And you doing this, or him perceiving you to do this, is kind of making him kind of reflect on his own self and maybe his own shortcomings when it comes to the connection. So yeah. And then your second question is, how does he feel about you sexually? So let's see. Also, I've been going on for almost an hour. So for Brianna, how does her Aries person feel about you sexually? How does he feel about you sexually? 1, 2, 3. King of Cups. Well, there's definitely emotions there. 1, 2, 3. 4 Wands reverse. 1, 2, 3. You are always right. Am I really? I had a Pentacles before. Damn. So the reversals in this case aren't reversal meetings. I'm gonna be upfront with you here. And he's coming up as King of Cups, so he must be in his feelings. Haley Gauthier, how do I feel? You might have a stomach ache. I don't know. I feel like that's a weird question. Not necessarily, but I'm not answering it. But anyways, Brianna, how does he feel towards you sexually? He feels like right now, like you're doing everything sexually, or maybe focusing again on yourself here in a way that's only making you happy. 4 of Wands can talk about a party or like a lot of happiness, a lot of stability. And Knight of Pentacles is really just enjoying yourself and like your singlehood and whatnot. And he feels like you're kind of keeping that to yourself. So how does he feel about you sexually here? You may just feel like, oh, she's pleasing herself probably, and she doesn't really need me. What else? How else does he feel towards you sexually? 1, 2, 3. High Priestess reverse. 1, 2, 3. Queen of Wands reverse here. He feels like you're keeping yourself from him on purpose. Nice High Priestess reverse. 1, 2, 3. Hangman. That's Pisces energy. Big time. Hermit. He wants to know what you're up to. So usually High Priestess reverse, it can talk about secrets coming to light or just like being very obvious or oblivious. However, you have also the Hangman here. It's like the whole thing intuitively or just I don't know, but the two of you already may know how the other person feels when it comes to that type of thing. But with the Queen of Wands reverse, you may just be kind of like out there on purpose. Queen of Wands reverse is kind of like being a bitch or being a bit obnoxious or just kind of like doing things on purpose. And in this case, it's just more so like, how I'm just gonna do this, and I'm gonna see how you feel about it, right? So Hangman, not Hangman, the Hermit, King of Pentacles reverse. He wants in, and the Lovers is here. This is all. This is also all happening in a way to kind of make him see what he may really want in the connection here, or what to really do. Because again, here with the Hermit, he's really wanting to know what's going on with you. And maybe he's willing to put in effort. But how does he feel towards you sexually? He feels like, basically, how would I say this? I want to say, like, he doesn't feel like, oh, she's on the streets or anything like that. It's just more so like, oh, so she's doing all this other stuff. Whether it's you like posting pictures, like provocative pictures on purpose, or just you freely being yourself here, pleasuring yourself and whatnot. It's just like she's doing all this stuff. She's putting it all out there, and I can't get any of it here, and I don't want to know why. Even if he seems like he's okay, because King of Cups reverse is someone. No, King of Cups is someone here that really doesn't like show emotion. They can definitely love you. They can care, or they can be like okay, but you're not going to see it. Tell me more about King of Cups. Four of Pentacles reverse. There's Four of Pentacles reverse. 1, 2, 3. Eight of Swords reverse here. The Star reverse. Yeah, the Star talks about like attention, but you're not paying attention to him. Well, Four of Pentacles can talk about like letting something go or wanting to open up here. On the Eight of Swords reverse, it's like you kind of getting out of your head here. The thing is, maybe you decide to kind of like wrap yourself in this situation. Oh, wait a minute, no. He wanted to keep you close by, but since you're enjoying yourself, now he's just like, that's not fair. And he wants it all to himself here because King of Pentacles reverse is stubborn and selfish. But that's basically how he feels towards you sexually. So, joke's on him. So, yeah. Thank you, love. You're welcome. And thank you to everybody that came on tonight. Good night.